hardcore on this computer. Okay, so welcome back, everybody. I love how I pretend like we're just starting. Anyway, I have a few different things to show today. It's just kind of a hodgepodge of stuff, so feel free to jump in if you have any questions or comments or anything like that. And I'm going to look for my chat. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to look for my chat on my iPad. Okay, so the first one, let's get rid of this. And remember now, if you guys are thinking about coming to this, make sure that you do sign in, because we've had a much greater response than we ever thought we would. So it's filling up quickly, and several people are sending in their money right now. But anyway, don't worry about it. Okay, so let's get rid of that one. Don't want to. So first thing I'm going to do is do this. I'm going to go to, that's that one, this one first here. So in the past, what I've told you to do, if you want to change the matte color, okay, if you want to put a different color behind this, I've told you before in the past that what you can do is just draw a rectangle, right click on it, send it to the back, and then you can change the rectangle to any color you want so that you can see what your object will look like on that color of t-shirt, that color of cardstock, anything like that.
I'm
Yes?
not seeing your screen. Is everyone seeing?
Did I mess up?
No, I see it.
I see it. Okay,
I see it.
Okay, phew. Okay. So I'll just delete these right now, because I'm going to show you how you can change the color of your mat and all the time easily. So right now, for example, if I come over here to the page setup panel, click on that to open it, and I just open where it says grid settings. So what I've done is I've just changed the color of my grid. Now this is assuming you don't need the grid showing up on your mat. So all you have to do is to change the color now is just go like this and pick different colors down here and make it anything that you want to do. So I'll show you how to do it. So we'll just come with, let's see. You have a question, somebody?
Well, I couldn't admit Debbie. I kept clicking and trying and it wouldn't come in. But she can't hear us. She's got problems with hers also.
Huh. I don't know. All right, so what's happening right now is I went ahead and changed. See, here's my grid. Look at my spacing. You see where I'm spacing right here? So if you make your spacing really far apart, but if you want your mat to turn to a certain color, all you have to do is make your spacing just pretty much nothing, and then you can change your grid or your background to any color you like. So it's easy just like that. So ordinarily, like I said, yours will be, if you click off of show grid, it won't show it at all. If I wanted to show the spaces, sorry, here, I can do this. Maybe I want 1-inch increments, and there they are, and I can make them green, or I can change these to any color I like as well. But if I do want to change the whole color of my mat to something, I can do that just by clicking any one of these, and I can change it however I like. And then I just change the divisions, or the spacing, I'm sorry, here, so that it can be totally a certain color. And then if you want to leave it like this, because you're not a person that uses the grid a lot, you can just change it willy-nilly as you go, depending on what project you're working on, by clicking here. So that's that. That's how you can change your mat color. Again, though, if you want to see your grid, just go like this with the spacing, and you can see it. Yeah, great. Hi, Carmen. All right. So the next thing is this one, import a pattern. Okay. So you might know how to do this in Cricut Design Space, but if you're working in Silhouette and you're going to save this as a print then cut for your Cricut, or use this in your Cameo, all you have to do is this. Let's see, move these over here. And I like my pretty background matches, right? All right. So to import something to your library, let's see, maybe first what I'll do, and see if you follow me, and you didn't. So I have to do a new share in 1 sec. New share. All right. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to type in free seamless backgrounds or textures or patterns. Any one of these ought to work. So this is going to allow me to get some free seamless. And what that means is they're not going to show like the seam in the middle where two things are butted together. So let's say I want to use, so wait, did I get a, oh, I'm going to use this one, let's say. And so all I have to do on this now, and this doesn't look like this is a seamless background to me. Let's see. Okay, this is a pro one, which means I can't use this one. So this is a site that I don't like to use that much. Some of them are pro and you have to pay for them. And then some of them are not pro and you do not have to pay for them. So let me move this box out of the way. And let me go get rid of this and go back over here for a sec. Let's see what we got. All free. All right, so we have this one now. Download free now. Okay, hopefully I'm doing, you know what? I'm afraid this isn't going to be free either. I should have had a page set up right away. Try this. Oh, you know why? Shutterstock is usually not free. Buy the commercial, free download. All right, we'll try that. So I've got the Christmas seamless zip down here. So I'll double click on that to open it. And you're not following me here. So I need to new share screen share. Okay, so here it is and I need to extract it. And I'll just leave it to be extracted where it is. It's going to be in downloads, Christmas seamless pattern. Extract. Okay, and then I can, oh my gosh, the little boxes get in the way. Can minimize all of these things and come back to silhouette. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to File up here in the upper left-hand corner, Library, Import to Library. And then I can find in my downloads, oh heavens to Betsy, what was that called? Christmas, there it is, seamless paper, yay. And I'll do this one, the JPEG file, open that. Okay, so here it is right here now. And if I want to, what I can do is I have patterns over here. When you're in your library, you know, I'm setting mine up. I have class stuff here, all my files I needed for today's class. I've set it up like this, and I also have one called patterns. So what I could do is open this now, and I could add another one here. Let's see, new folder, and I'm going to name this one Christmas. Okay, so there it is. Now I got to go back to my all files area, but leave this thing open over here, and I'll find that Christmassy thing. So what was it called? Did I miss it? No, you can go back. Okay. Did I miss the Christmas thing? Oh. Okay, I need to reorganize. There it is. Okay, so there. Uh-oh. Hey, you know what, you guys? I don't think I hit record. Uh-oh. Tammy, can you? I did? Okay, cool. I didn't. Oh, that's right. I remember saying I was going to, but I didn't think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, sweet. All right, so now I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to design. So did you see what I did just now? I found that pattern that I just put in here. I dragged it over here and put it in my Christmas folder. So now look, there's one thing in my Christmas folder. Now it's going to stay in this file folder that has everything in it, but you saw the trouble I was having finding what I was looking for. So that's why I make these specific ones over here. Nancy, look, you got one right here. Jean Frida. Anyway, here's my Christmas one. I can click on that. And here it is. So let's go to design. Oh, and look what it did. It automatically put it in my stuff I already had here. So I didn't realize that I had those selected and was trying to do that. So let's see, what if we make a bigger pattern or a bigger thing? And what this should do is it should not, we should not be able to see the seams in this if this is done properly. I remember Ken Beers was asking about how to do this before in one of our posts in Facebook, how to make your own seamless patterns. But anyway, so I'm going to come over here to get the patterns, open the fill panel. Remember to find your patterns. You don't use the fill color. You're not going to use the fill gradient. You're going to use this one right here, fill pattern. And then you have to scroll down to the bottom because these are the patterns that you've added. So notice this. I have a folder called Christmas. I have one called Fall that I have all kind of nuts and leaves and things in. Glitter paper, patterns, just plain patterns. Spring, I'm starting to do spring ones. But these are for print and cut. So I'll do this fall one and look at that. Oh, and so remember now, let's check this out. Those are really huge, right? Maybe I want to do the advanced options for my pattern and I can make the scale smaller. Oh, look at that. That is not doing what I thought it was going to do. See the seams we're seeing? So that is not what I thought it would be. But again, you can pan the pattern here if you want to. Well, let me go back, and I'll show you. Control Z, 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 Z. Let me go way back for a sec, you guys, where this one wasn't changed in color. Okay, there we go. All right. So on this one, the reason why I would use, oh, stop. Okay. The reason why I used pan on this one was because I wanted to be able to pan the pattern on this one so they weren't exactly the same. So if you click on pan the pattern, look, you get this little tiny circly thing right here. And I'm going to be able to move the pattern so that the part that I want to show up does. So for example, on this freebie that I got, look what they put on here. Oh, what the heck? They have designed by freepick.com. I'd want to pan that pattern so that their little thing doesn't show up. So again, I'd click on pan the pattern and click off and then click back on. Pan the pattern. Why can I not? Oh, why can I not? Do you guys do what? Do you know why I can't? Because I'm not grabbing that little thing. I need to get rid of this, come back over here, come to this and click on pan pattern. Click on this one and pan pattern. And now I can't just pick this willy-nilly anywhere I want to. I have to find this little four-headed arrow inside of a circle thing. And that's where I have to click to be able to pan the pattern like that. Okay. So again, I just can't take anywhere because that moves the whole item. If I want to pan the pattern, I click on this because there may be a face or something in specifically that you want in your letter or in your thing that you're making. Just click on this and it allows you to move the pattern wherever you want to highlight specific things. Okay, so again, what you do is, let's see if we can find one more. It's maybe not Christmas. I'll look for spring. And I'm gonna actually just go back here, say spring seamless pattern. Let's see what we get. Okay, these were beautiful. I love these, but I don't understand why they put the word spring in the middle of these because when you download them, it's there. I'm gonna try this one. I think that one's pretty. Okay. So I'm going to download it. I think if you go to the bigger sizes, you might have to pay. Maybe not. All right, so I'm going to download it. Yeah, see, cancel that. Go to large. Okay, so I went to free, right? But these obviously are not free right here. I could, I guess, copy it and paste it, but I'm not going to cheat. So I'm going to go back and try to find another one. $9. Oh, I forgot to put in free. That might help. All right, Dreams Time. This is the one I did use. Sorry, I should have had these prepared. That one's pretty with those colors. So let's see if I click on this, what happens. That one's cute. Free download. Download. Okay, so on this one, you can do a premium download, or if you do the free download, you have to attribute the author. So somewhere on, if you have a website and you're showing this, you should probably put a link to the author so that you can give them credit. And there it is. It's called Hand Painted Spring. So again, I'll go back to, let's get rid of some of this junk. I'll go back to Silhouette. Let's open a new page. I'm going to go to File, Library, Import to Library. See, not Import Library, Import to Library. Click on that. And that was called Hand Painted something or other. Hand Painted FG. It should be in my downloads. Wonder if it was a zip file and I didn't notice. Yep, there it is. Okay.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah, so that was, okay, so what I have to do is I need to find that here in my downloads. Hand painted this, and I didn't unzip it before, so that's why it wasn't showing up. So I need to extract it. Extract all. And this tells me about it. I'm going to look for this JPEG file. So again, I'll come back up to Silhouette. And I'm going to go to File, Library, Import to Library. Then I'm going to find that hand-painted thing that I just now unzipped. See, here's the one that's unzipped. There's no zipper on it. I can use that one. Here's the one that's zipped. Can't use a zipped up file. You have to unzip it first. Unzipped it. Going to take this one, the JPEG. Okay. And there it is. And I think that looks springy or summery. So I'm going to come over here, see if I have one that, yep, there's my spring. So I'm going to drag this one over here and put it into my spring folder. So I now have two there, but again, it'll stay in my general folder as well. Let's look and see what we have. Two different files now. So again, I would just come back to design. I can make any shape I want. Let's just make it this. Get that. Okay, and then I will come over here to the right to the paint palette, to this one right here. That's the fill pattern. Scroll way down here because these are the ones I added. And there's spring, so I can add that. And again, if you'll notice, this is another one of those ones where they have their little mark here. And I'm not sure if I'm doing something wrong, why that is. So I might have to investigate that a little bit more. But to get rid of it for now, what I can do is go to Advanced Options, pan the pattern, grab this, move that down like that. And I could actually scale it if I want to. So it looks like that. And that's pretty much how that works for putting patterns for print then cut. So if you want to make a little bunch of little flowers that look like this, you can do that for print then cut. And if you want to take this over to your Cricut, all you do is grab it. And I always say File, Save Selection. Save it to hard drive. Okay. And I'm going to save it just as flower for Cricut. And I cannot save it as a silhouette file. I need to save it as a JPEG. That's what I found works best for me. It is a cute pattern, isn't it? So I'm going to save it in the downloads. flower for Cricut, and say okay. Leave all this like it is. So I'm just going to save it. So then we'll come over here to Cricut. And new project, upload an image, browse. Flower for Cricut, right? It should be a JPEG, flower for Cricut. There it is. Open. So it's going to come in looking like this. I'll go to complex, continue, do this to get rid of the backing that I don't want anywhere. Continue. Okay, this looks pretty good, so I don't see a bunch of jagged lines, so this is going to be perfect. So I'm going to save it as a print then cut, save. And there it is. Click on it to insert it. And it looks pretty good. Didn't come in that large or anything, but you know, if it was really big like this and you went ahead to make it and you got this, it's incompatible. That means more than likely it is too big. It can't fit on your print and cut mat. So you know, for Cricut, for print and cut, the biggest you can make one of the dimensions is 9.25. So if I make that 9.25, oh, but since it's a square, I can't do this, right? The largest I can make it on the one end is 6.75. So I hit enter. And now this should be able to be made as a print then cut. Make it. Yep, it's going to fit just like that. Now, I do have to tell you, if I was doing this, what I would do also is, and actually what I would do, you guys, I'd get a shape right here, and I'd make this shape the exact size that we can do for print then cut by unchecking this. I'd make the width maybe 6.75 and the height, what did I do? Oh, 6.75. 6.75, and then I'd make the height 9.25. And the reason, oopsie, I did 925 again, point. The reason why I would do this is I would bring this thing, right click and bring it to the front, put this on here, and since I can print and cut all of this area, I would go ahead over in Silhouette and make sentiments that I've added beautiful offsets to that I could add to this. And so I would just come over here, maybe just type in Happy Spring. Or Think Spring. And I could change this to a pretty font like, oh, let's see. I actually might want to make it that Zengo font that I saw the other day. Ha. Let's see, how big is this thing? 8. So, okay, so then what I can do is I can add an offset to it. And I can color that offset any color I want to. And I can color all these things to make them look better than what it's probably going to look like over there. So then I can right click or highlight this one, go File, Save As, Save Selection to hard drive, Think Spring. Okay. And I'm not going to save it as a Silhouette file. I'm going to save it as a JPEG for Cricut. Okay. Leave these all alone like I've always said in the past. And then go over to Cricut, upload an image, browse. I might have this way too big. We'll see. Think Spring. Curious, there it is. Open. Okay, complex, continue. Yes. Select and erase. So we have a little bit of a problem here because It's gonna, well, I could go ahead and try to get these little pieces out of here in between these letters. So since it's hard to see, don't forget, you can always come up here and scroll in with this little button up here. Okay, so it looks like I pretty much got everything, I think. Let's see. Scroll back out. Might have missed that one, can't tell. Yep. Okay, so then I would just go continue. And this will be like this. And save. And I can upload this. Okay, so right now this thing's going to be too big. So I would have to make it smaller to fit on here. But you know what? Why not? If you have room, more room on your print than cut, do a couple of these. Duplicate this thing, you know? If you like, if you spent time over there and made something pretty, made the colors what you like or whatever. So then just go to make it. And now you're going to get all of this stuff. This is going to print and cut. This will print and cut. Hey, put some little tiny flowers up here. You know, use up your space. Cancel.
Barbara has a question. She said,
Sure.
since you didn't weld that in Silhouette Business, could you contour it in Design Space? So she wants to know if you can contour.
Contour out those little spaces between the letters. Is that what she means?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, so I don't know. Let me check. So let's just take, whoopsie daisy. Well, I'll just grab it all again. So I'm going to go ahead and go File, Save Selection, Save to Hard Drive. Think Spring 2. Okay, and we'll save it again as a JPEG. Okay, save. Let's go to Cricut. Upload an image, browse. Think Spring 2. Here it is. Open. All right, here. So you mean just hit complex, oh, I think I know, and then continue, and get rid of the outer stuff like that, and then continue, and then take this and save, and then upload that, insert an image. I didn't have to do all that, I guess. And so now you're wondering if I could go ahead and, let's move this, contour out stuff. No. Since, look at, if I check on this, and since it's a print and cut, a JPEG, oh, you can't because these are not individual pieces.
Yeah, she didn't release the compound path or ungroup
Right.
them.
Right.
So a compound path.
So you can't. So. Okay. All right, so let's go back to here. All right, so that's it for the patterns. It's easy peasy, putting patterns in. I think it's going to be really some fun, easy stuff for us to do for our cards for kids or whatever you're doing. Or if you're using that vinyl that you can print, it's like HTV, but people get mad if I call it vinyl, that printable heat transfer stuff. You could do that, right? Okay, so let's see, we're done with that one. So far we changed the matte color by just coming up here to the page panel setup, to the grid area, and instead of having the spacing being like this, if you bring your spacing way down, it totally fills in your mat with whatever color you like. You can just switch it up as much as you want. Okay, that was the matte color, the import pattern. And now we're going to do the fill text. So sometimes you might be wanting to use a certain text or a font, I should say, and it doesn't fill in. Now this only works in Cricut Design Space if you're going to use it as a print then cut. If you use a Cameo, on the other hand, so for example, this one right here, I can come up here to send, and I can make this be sketch. Don't want it to cut. I'm going to have it sketch. And I'm going to have it sketch. So what's going to happen if I change it to sketch? I'll put a pen in my machine, and it's going to actually sketch out these lines just like this to fill it in, and it'll look like a filled in letter. But let's look back here again, and I can change that all different kind of ways. I think I can still change it. Let's see. Change it like that. What? Okay, so there we have that one, and you can change the spacing again. Change it so it's, I'm not sure why this stuff's not showing up. All right, well, let me start again so it's fresh. All right, so let's get a tech font. I'll just type in mountain again. And let's say we want to change that to be something else. Excuse me, like come over here and we'll change it to a Samantha Craft, I guess. So there's Samantha Craft. I can make it a lot bigger. And you know, if we went ahead and to make this, to have it sketch out in Cricut Design Space or in our with a Cameo, it's just going to do the outline of these things, right? So what you can do is this. You can come down here to where the sketch tool is, or the line effects panel, I should say. And you can change it so that it's going to be filled in again. And you can change it, I thought, to any color. Well, of course, I guess it doesn't really matter because what matters is the color of pen you have in your thing. So you could change it like that. You can change the angle. And I printed one of these out, or I sketched it out and I threw it away for some reason, and I dumped my trash already. Should have saved it to show you guys. So so you can get some really weird looking things depending on what you're trying. What's that one? Add a charcoal effect. Let's go to this. Look at that. Your pen's going to do all that mess. Let's see. But there's all kind of things here that you can try. And okay, this one right here, if you change your spacing, see how you can fill that in? So your pen's just, wait, let me get it right there. So what's going to happen now is your pen, if you're using a Cameo, is going to go around and around and around. Let me show you. And fill in all those spots just like that. Okay. So that would be pretty cool. But it's not going to work properly in Cricut Design Space because I tried to take this over there and make it sketch like this, but it won't do it. So the only thing that you can do with something like this on Cricut Design Space is to save it as a print then cut. Okay, so let's see. Let me scroll out. And I'm wondering, let's see. Converted it to a path. What's going to happen? Do I need to weld it? Yep. And then I can even add an offset to this if I want to. And here's the edge effect if I wanted an edge. But maybe I can't change it now. Oh, look at that. Isn't that weird? What if I spaced it differently? Okay, I'm not sure why I didn't get all the letters. But this is just something that's fun to play with. And like I said, your machine, if you have a Cameo, will actually sketch these out with a pen. Look like eyelashes. Yeah, I did, didn't it, Barbara? Okay, your pen will actually sketch this out. But, oh, and Joni raised her hand. Did you raise your hand on purpose, Joni? It says Joni raised her hand.
Jody or Joni?
Joni.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay. It might have been an accident.
Learning.
All right. So anyway, that's some of the stuff that you can do. Yes?
You have to remember to do edge effects to get a line around it, I think.
Right. And I did put it, here are the edge effects. And I did. So if I do this and that. What?
Did you release it?
Release it? No.
Yeah. Go down. If you release it, I think it puts the line around it too.
No, I already put the line right there and there. See, I can make it big. I can use these different, oh, look at that thing. Oh my.
Ooh.
But these are the edge effects right here. There's no, I guess that's probably none. Yeah, and there's the line around it on the outside edge. And it doesn't matter so much on this shape right here, but it probably matters more on some of these others. Let's see if we do none again. Okay, well, we're really getting weird because I've been doing so many different things, but that's kind of cool too.
Joni said, can you use Cricut markers in the Cameo with an adapter? Yes, you can. I do it all the time.
Yes. Oh, and I forgot, this is the thing. If you want to change the color, I forgot to change the color. You have to come up here to the line color right here. So you can change it before you were to save this for Cricut to be any color you want it to be, you know, for a print then cut. By coming up to the line thing, changing that.
Joni said, what kind of an adapter? Which machine do you have? The 3 or the 4?
She's the 4.
Okay.
So here's the adapt. So this is to use the Cricut pen you're asking. Let me check. Where's my tools? Oh goodness. Hold on. I'm looking for my tools. I thought I had it right here. Darn it. Huh. Okay, Joni had asked if we could use our Cricut pens with our Cameo machines, the Cameo 4, and I wanted to show her which one I used for my Cricut pen. This is my Cricut pen that came with my Cricut originally, and this is what I use, the Cameo 4 pen holder. So it has all these different adapters that fit right in this piece that comes here. For my Cricut pen, I use the white adapter, and what you do is you make sure it's very loose so that your pen will slip in and out. And what you want to do is slip your pen down in here so that it touches the cap. When it touches the cap, that's as far as you want it to go. Then you'll twist this thing, this ring right here, where those threads are, so that you're twisting it so it's very, very tight. Well, finger tight, don't be crazy. And then it's in the proper place, and then you just put this in your Cameo 4, and away you go. So again, I use these, the pen holder for Cameo 4. So we did, what do we do? Matte color, pattern import, filling the text. So vertical text is really easy. In case you've forgotten how to do that, all you have to do is come here and type in something. Just type in the word spring. And to make this be vertical text, all I have to do is double click on it so I get this bar right here, and then when I get the double-headed arrows, just scroll it over like that. So notice the R and the I are on the same line, so I can just click in between them and hit enter on my keyboard, and oh, dear me, I'll do it again. All right, there we go. So notice right now, let me change the color of that background because it's a little too dark. Okay. So notice right now when I have this box around here, they're not centered nicely. They're aligned left. So if you want to center them nicely, all you have to do is come right up here and just click on the one that's Justify Center, and it puts them perfectly right underneath of each other. That's all there is to vertical text. Mountain Spring. So again, you just type out any word, text, Yahoo. Take this bar. If you don't find the bar, just double click on it, get the bar, scroll it over. This one worked better because there wasn't like a one-liner letter. So these look pretty good already, but they are, as you can see, aligned left. Maybe you can see that. See how they're aligned to this green line right here? If I want them all aligned to the center, so they're exactly underneath each other, again, just come up here, click on Justify Center, and there you go. And of course, you can still come over here to the line, or I'm sorry, the text style panel, And you can change the character spacing. Whoa. And and the line spacing. So they're much closer together. Right side of the screen. You showed that on another video and I forgot. Can you show how to draw the line from the right side of the screen? Do you mean how to get the line from the ruler? If you're trying to get the ruler, you just go over here and drag this line all the way over. Did you see what I did? I'm going to get another one right over here where the ruler is. Click there. A line will attach to my arrow or my cursor, and I can just bring it over like this. I think that's what you mean. So again, one more time over here on the left, can bring them over. And now these are making the vertical lines. If you need a horizontal line and you want to line everything up straight, come up here to this ruler and check it out. It's already got a line right there. Bring this right down here. And then you're able to, yep, it is pretty easy. It's just, you can't remember everything, right? So you just bring that down and then you can line things up on here pretty easily. So let's see, what else? You remember nothing. That's why you make videos, so you can watch your own videos. All right, cropping photos. I just tried bringing the sketch filled into Cricut for sketch, and it did import and looks like it would work. Oh, I did not have it work. So what did you do? You release the effects before saving it as an SVG. Wait a minute. You tried bringing in the sketch filled text to Cricut for sketch. And it did import and it looks like it should work. You mean it's going to sketch, Nancy?
That's what it looks like. I don't have my machine set up and I haven't tried it, but it looks, it's just it came in and then I changed it to sketch. I brought it in as an SVG and then I changed, instead of cut, I said sketch, and it's black lines with that fill pattern, and
Cool.
I assume that would work.
Okay, I'm going to try that after we get off here, or maybe should I try it right now? Let's see. So let me just try that right quick. So I'm going to get a circle and tell me if I'm doing something in the wrong order. And I'm going to make the no fill. And I'm going to come over here to this, the line effects. And I'm just going to add that checker, this thing right here, right? So
Yeah.
far, is that what you're saying? And
Yeah.
then I'm just going to, what if I change? Oh,
Edge around it though.
you did put edge?
Well, I don't know if you need to, but I mean,
There you go. It probably makes it look neater so they're not just going off
Yeah.
into nothingness.
And then I did this release.
Object?
Nope. Over on the sketch.
Oh, this, release effects?
Yeah. I also tried making a compound path, but it didn't seem to really need that. But
Okay, so you
I
just
tried
use,
it
so
both
right like
ways.
this,
Yeah.
and then you go to File, Save Selection as, say the hard drive,
SVG.
as a SVG. Okay. As an SVG. So this would be exciting. If this works, I'll be thrilled. Okay, so now let me open Cricut and let's do new, replace, upload an image, browse, circle SVG, circle for Cricut. There it is. Save. I'm going to be so excited. Oh my gosh. Insert. Uh-oh. What's that?
Try it bigger. Huh.
Huh. What?
What? Change it to sketch or to draw.
Okay. Aha. Now, let's go make it. Is it going to really draw that? Y'all, that's so exciting. If this is working, I am thrilled.
So like I said, I don't know if it actually works, but it looks like it should.
It certainly does look like it's going to work. Well, let's continue. Oh, I need to turn on my machine, I guess. Hold on. There you go. See what I can get going on. I should have made something really small. I could have done it right quick while we were here. Let's see. Come on. There we go. So I guess I just pretend like I'm doing it on cardstock. Look. I think it's going to work. Oh my gosh. Let me get a piece of paper out and put it on here. How big was that thing? Pretty darn big. I don't need anything that big. Maybe I should cancel this and make it smaller. Yes. Like, let's see. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and slice off just a bit of this that I'll try. So I'll just take a little square like that. Slice. Okay, what's happened? Uh-oh, now what happened? Huh. I'll just make it small like this. But then those lines are going to be bad. Hang on just a second, you guys. This is a test, and it's exciting. I'm going to make something else smaller. Just make a little tiny circle like that big. And let's go ahead, put an edge on it, and we'll change it just to that same thing. And I'll make the spacing further apart just so I don't have to take all that much time. So, excuse me. So now I'm going to go ahead and grab that file, save selection, save to hard drive.
Release it.
Oh, what does that do? Release effects.
And one other thing, don't put an edge around it and release it and see if you have the edge already. Because I'm thinking.
Or try not releasing it. But I think Cricut
need to release.
not like it if you didn't release it.
Okay.
Yeah, it needs to be released, but instead of using the edge, just release it and see, don't it?
I think we're making too many samples. We don't even know if it's going to work. But here, I'll just do this one, and I'm going to put an edge on it just because that's going to get rid of that. And I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, and I'm going to go ahead and make the spacings big again. This one I'm not going to release. Okay, so the one on the right we released. This one I'm not. I'm going to save both of these. File, save selection, save to hard drive. Okay, and I'm going to save it as an SVG. Say okay. Cricut. Get rid of this one. Delete. Upload an image. Browse. Circles for Cricut. Open. Okay, they both look okay so far. Let's go save. Okay, insert. And there they are. We're going to make them both draw. Looks like it's going to work no matter what. Whether we release it or not, I think. Make it. Looks like it, doesn't it? Okay, I'm going to put it in there. Let me get some paper on here. So I only need a piece that's 5 inches wide. So this is good. Got to tape it on my crummy mat. Does anybody else try to be really frugal and then you end up wasting so much more because then it doesn't work? If you're trying to be cheap. You do that.
Yeah, I've got pieces of painter stuck all over my monitor and desk and everything else.
All right, I think that's gonna stick. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in here. And then I have to put my pen in. Okay. And now, this is exciting. Continue. Draw. I can't believe it. I think it's going to work, Nancy. And it doesn't appear to matter whether we release the thing or not. Okay.
Right. I had just tried it with the release.
Right.
What error were you getting when you tried it?
What error?
Or what problem were you having when you had said
I don't think I was doing as an SVG because I didn't want it to be an SVG. I wanted it to, you know what I mean? I wasn't even thinking about trying it as an SVG, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't thinking. Okay, it's drawing the outside. It's working. Y'all, we have discovered that this is really exciting. I'll show you in a sec. Wow. So we can do this with our letters. If you want a font that's filled in, you know, the ones that usually are just the plain outline. Wow. Yeah, Betsy, I think the trick also is saving as an SVG. Foiling. Ooh, yeah, that would be good, Nancy. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, it's almost done with the first one, I think, unless I have too many more lines. Yeah, it's going on to the second one, so let's see if that one works as well without releasing. Yep, it's working just as fine without releasing. Wow. I'm so excited. Yes, Betsy, it is exciting. Because you saw those really cool things that we can do over there. And the fact that you guys can do it with your crickets too. See, look, I love making these things. Isn't that cool? That one's cool too. Look at that. Hey, look, you can even put one on top of another. Wow. Oh, but look, oh, this is just fun. Dude. This is really cool. And then all these kind of crazy things that you could add if you wanted to. Huh.
Can we sketch our own stuff and bring it in as a fill like that too?
Good question. You mean with the pencil thingy over here?
Or even just a little drawing that we made, like a kids drawings, or
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. But let me show you this.
refrigerator art.
Yeah, exactly. I did do my son's refrigerator art. Well, it wasn't refrigerator, and he gets mortified every time I show this. Let me change my share so you can see down here. Share, new share, advanced. Ooh, I don't want you to see. Okay, advanced. Second camera, share. So that's what I had done one time. I showed how to do something like this of my son's artwork from way a million years ago.
Aww.
1983.
Aww.
And then look.
Wow.
I sketched out just fine. This one here looks a little weird because that's going over my Scotch tape, as is this part up here. But they work perfectly. Not a problem. Yay. That was worth it. I learned something new and I'm excited. Yes, experimentation. Exactly, Nancy. Exactly. That's what's fun. Okay, let's go back to the other share. Share, new share. Basic. Okay, so here we are here, and let's see, was that the last thing that we were going to do? I think it was. So it's just about exactly on time. It's 10:59. Oh my gosh, look at this one, did you guys? I don't know why you'd want that, but it's interesting.
You had the picture you were going to show us something about.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Thanks. Now this one, don't forget now, if you do want to change this, and of course you really wouldn't need to, like I said, because it just depends on what color pen you have in there. But if you wanted to see what it looks like, or you're doing is it a print then cut, you change the color of this by coming up here to the line and you change it here. So see that? That's how you change that. So let me change this to, well, you can't see it that great, but anyway. All right, yeah, so let me go back to the one that's and Dawn in our group had asked a question about using the nesting feature, which is down here. The only time you'd really use that is if you're using a Cameo. This wouldn't be appropriate or helpful with a Cricut, because what the nesting one does is this. If you have it like this, a whole bunch of stuff, you're just playing around making things, you can go to the nesting and you can just say nest, and it automatically moves them off of each other and supposedly like nests them so they'll all cut without overlapping. So So the nesting feature is not something you'll probably need to have for Cricut. For cropping photos, this was just a picture that I brought in. And if you bring in a photograph or something like this and you double click on it, look what you get. These 4 little boxes around here. Okay, so that's going to allow you to crop this down. Now you could crop it like this by just holding it and doing like that. Oh boy, all of a sudden I'm forgetting what I was going to show you. Do this. Okay, click on, oh my gosh. All right, so right now all I'm going to show you is this way. You can crop just like this. So if you have these little boxes here, what you can do is just bring these in like this. There's another way to do it, but for some reason, all of a sudden, my brain has gone kaput. So you can just crop a photo like this. So instead, you might have been thinking, okay, here we have this picture. I want to make it, I just want this part right here. If you click on this and you try to take these things like this, it's just going to make this bigger or smaller. If you want to just crop out a part, maybe I just want this part right here. This says baseball mom right here. If I double click on this, I get these little boxes here, and then I can go like this. There's another thing to do too, but for some reason I've just forgotten. So this is one way that absolutely works. You can crop it just like that, and then you just have exactly what you want. Okay. So what do you mean, Joni, about the ruler? How does the ruler drive you nutty?
Can you trace that now? Sorry.
Can you trace it? Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. Trace. Select trace area, sure. Of course, now you're not going to want to trace this one. What you'd probably want to do on this one, if you were trying to trace it, is trace by color, because you'd probably want to trace by color and do like maybe all the pink first. This is just not a very good image for tracing. It's taking a while. Ugh. Okay, so right now it's just doing the single area right there, but if I wanted to do all the pink areas, just click on all areas, and it clicks on all the pink, and you'd want to, change your tolerance. Then you can just say trace. I don't know how good of a trace I'll get. Doesn't look bad. Let's check it out. So that's not too bad. I got some extra little pieces in here and junk I'd want to probably get rid of, but it's not bad. I can change it, and there we go. So there again, I was tracing by color, because if I just tried to trace it, let's go back one more. If I just tried to do an overall trace of it, you really can't get it, because no matter what you try to do, you see, moving it in and out like this, all of a sudden it's when working, it zooms far out, and I can't seem to get back to the original. So when that happens, Joni, or if you're talking about anytime you're working and something gets really, really big and you can't get back to the original, one of the really good things to use is this piece, right here that says fit to window, because that's going to make it so it's going to fit in your window again. So like if I have this really, really big, scrolled in big like that, and I can't see it all, if I come here and say fit to window, well, it's going to fit-ish to the window. I guess I have, this one's handy. And then again, if it's too big, just use this magnifying glass here. The -1's going to make it smaller. Zoom in and zoom out, if that's what you mean. Is that what you mean for the zoom in and zoom out? See what this does, if I go like this and I click on the fit to window, it's going to make it big and it's going to fit perfectly on my window. I zoom way out, I want to fit to window. What about if I zoom way in and then I say like that, fit to window? It's going to do the same thing. So maybe that's the issue that you have. It's zoomed way in like that, and you can't see everything. So if you just come up here and say fit to window, going to make it all get smaller. It's going to fit right within your window. Kinda. I will have to print screen. Yes, print your screen next time. I'd like to see what you mean because I'm not sure. I know. You mean it just willy-nilly changed the size? Or did you hit something? Or did that explain it? I'm a hot mess. We're all hot messes oftentimes. Everybody's learning stuff. Nancy said she didn't know something that we just did. I didn't know what she had shown that she thought worked and certainly did. So yeah, we're all hot messes in our own time. Does anybody else have any other questions? There's a crop option on the modify panel under subtract. Yay, Carmen. There's a crop option. Okay, so let's see. You're welcome. So what do you mean, Jody? Do you mean if I come over here to here and I say crop? Whoops, you select the crop. That's kind of cool too. Did y'all see that, how that worked? So I could have done the same thing. Is that what you're saying with the baseball picture? I could have drawn a square over it and then cropped and it would have cropped it?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
My question is, when I open my mat, when I open Silhouette, I always have like a white piece of paper on top of my mat. Why do I have that? I didn't used to, but I don't know how I got it.
A white, you mean right here? A white piece of paper?
Yeah, it's like there's a white thing always there now when I opened a new.
So have you been to your setup panel and is your media size auto? Because you might have it set to letter. And so it kind of looks like there's a little white piece of paper here.
Cutting mat. Yeah, okay, I've got it on. Machine is auto cameo.
Right.
Cutting mat is cameo 12 by 12.
Media size.
Media size is letter.
Yep, that's what it is. So you just
There
need
you
to change
go.
it to auto.
Yay, thank you.
You're
The thing has
welcome.
been driving me crazy.
Oh yeah. Good, good. Okay, anybody else have any questions? Oh, okay, I guess that's it for today then. I will be editing out some of this stuff while, for example, when I was looking around for my crazy, I still don't know where that is, the adapter. Oh well. Anyway, thank you all for coming. And if you have something in mind for next week, let me know. If you don't, I have something really fun, Nancy, something that I learned from your buddy, Clever Someday. And I'm looking forward to showing how to do that because it's really pretty cool. So,
Barbara
again.
wants to test.
Oh, wait, what?
Barbara wants to test the microphone.
Oh, okay. Bye, Jody. Thanks, Anna. Is that her making noise with her mic? You're welcome, Mary Kay. Thanks for coming. So she's going to test it right now. Is that what you're saying, Tammy?
She is testing it. She's talking, but we can't hear it.
Oh, okay. Yes, stay warm. Definitely. Oh, you've been talking. Oh, well, maybe it'll work. Okay. Mariette? I'm not sure how to say your name. If your mic works, you could let me know.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. It's Mariette.
Mariette?
Yes. Close.
Sweet.
From Holland.
Holland?
Yes, from Amsterdam.
Wow. Well, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming.
I learned a lot from your lessons.
Great.
Thanks.
Okay. I guess I'll end this meeting now. Thanks, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.